heat of combustion. Thermodynamics chapter, we stopped with thermochemical equations. Okay, so this is heat of combustion. Next topic is heat of combustion. Combustion means combustion reaction. Okay, what is combustion reaction? Burning in the presence of. Combustion means what? Burning. Okay, so combustion reaction. Okay, so heat of combustion means the heat which is released during combustion reaction. Combustion reaction is always exothermic reaction. It is always exothermic reaction. Okay, so exothermic reaction means the enthalpy change, delta H value will always be negative value. Okay, so the definition is the change in enthalpy of a system, change in enthalpy of a system when 1 mole of a substance, when 1 mole of a substance is completely burnt, in the presence of excess of oxygen. Combustion reaction means what? Burning in the presence of oxygen. When you burn 1 mole of a substance, when 1 mole of a substance is burnt, how much heat is released? That is called as heat of combustion. Okay, so heat of combustion, combustion reaction is always exothermic, so heat of combustion is always negative value. Okay, so next one is molar heat capacities. We are still studying only the definitions of the lesson. Okay, molar heat capacities. Suppose there is one system. Okay, the system is in temperature T1. The system is in temperature T1. When you increase the temperature, you are increasing the temperature, and from T1 the temperature is changing into T2. What will be the change in temperature? Delta T will be equal to T2 minus T1. T2 minus T1. Ilangovan, wear your mask. Delta T is equal to T2 minus T1. This is the increase in temperature. Okay. So when the temperature will increase? When you supply heat. When you supply heat, the temperature will increase. So when you supply more heat, there will be more increase. When you supply less heat, there will be less increase. Yes or no? So we can say that heat means Q is proportional to delta T. Okay, so Q is proportional to delta T. That means when you give more heat, there will be more increase in temperature. When you give less heat, there will be less increase in temperature. Then Q is proportional to M. What is M? M is the mass of the substance. Okay, if the substance is more, okay, if the substance is more, you have to give more heat to heat the entire substance. Okay, if the substance is a very small substance, we can provide only little heat to heat the substance. So Q is directly proportional to delta T and Q is directly proportional to M. So if I write these two together, Q is directly proportional to M delta T. So for removing the proportionality sign, I will include a constant C, M, delta, T. So this constant C is called as heat capacity. It is a constant. The constant C is called as heat capacity. So what will be C from this? C is equal to, what is molar heat capacity? C will be equal to Q divided by M into delta T. So this is the molar heat capacity. When the C will be equal to Q, when the C will be equal to Q, when M is equal to 1 kg and delta T, that is delta T means T2 minus T1 value is 1. So M will become 1 and delta T if it becomes 1, then we will get C is equal to Q. So how will you write the definition for molar heat capacity? Molar heat capacity is equal to the heat given when the mass of the system is 1 kg and the change in temperature is 1 degree Celsius or 1 Kelvin. Okay, so that is molar heat capacity. Okay, so write down the definition. I will write here.
அங்க டெல்டா H போடிங்களா சார்? அப்ப அது என்ன சார்? Q தான் ஹீட் தான் அப்ப H.
என்தால்பி அது. என்தால்பி வர ஹீட் வர.
என்தால்பினா H சார்? இல்ல
ஹீட்ன்றது வந்து we will be providing நம்ம கொடுக்கிறது. என்தால்பி வந்து the system குள்ள நடக்கிற changes. ஓகே, சிஸ்டம் வந்து அப்சர்வ் பண்ணுதா இல்ல சிஸ்டம் ரிலீஸ் பண்ணுதா, அது வந்து என்தால்பி. ஓகே, so enthalpy அப்படின்றது வந்து it happens inside the system. Heatன்றது வந்து which we are going to provide, அதுதான் வந்து heat. So what will be molar heat capacity? This is C is heat capacity. So first we will write the definition for heat capacity. Heat capacity is nothing but it is the heat absorbed when 1 kg of a substance is increased in temperature, by 1 Kelvin. So 1 kg of substance increase in temperature should be 1 Kelvin. Then heat capacity will be equal to the heat absorbed. Okay. This is heat capacity. But what is our heading? Molar heat capacity. Molar heat capacity means it is the heat absorbed by 1 mole of a substance. Okay. You should include the word mole. Okay. 1 mole of a substance and the temperature increasing will be 1 Kelvin. Okay, so how will you write molar heat capacity definition? This is heat capacity definition. Molar heat capacity means you should include the term 1 mole. Molar heat capacity means the amount of heat absorbed by 1 mole of a substance to raise the temperature by 1 Kelvin. Next one, units of heat capacity. Units of heat capacity. The SI unit of heat capacity is joules per Kelvin per mole. Joules per Kelvin per mole. What is the formula for capacity C is equal to Q by M into delta T. Q means heat energy, joules. Okay, va? So T in a temperature Kelvin. So that Kelvin, if it comes to the numerator, it will become Kelvin inverse. M means mass or mole of a substance. So that is mole. So that if it comes to numerator, we will get mole inverse. So that is how you are getting this definition. Okay. So this molar heat capacity, we can express it in two terms. Molar heat capacity can be expressed in terms of volume and you can express in terms of pressure. In terms of volume, it is called as CV. In terms of pressure, it is called as CP. Okay, what is CV? Molar heat capacity in terms of volume, molar heat capacity in terms of pressure. Okay. What is the first law of thermodynamics? First law of thermodynamics formula. We are studying thermodynamics lesson. You are in 11th standard chemistry. This is tuition. First law of thermodynamics, U is equal to Q plus W. U is equal to Q plus W. What is U? Internal energy is equal to heat plus what is W? Work done. What is the formula for W? W is equal to minus P delta V. Yes or no? So substitute this here. What you will get? U is equal to Q minus P delta V. I can also write it as dV. Okay. So what will be Q? Q is equal to U plus P dV. This you can write in bracket. Suppose if I differentiate this, okay, with respect to temperature, dou Q divided by dou T. What is dou and what is D? Dou D. D means full differentiation. Dou means partial differentiation. This and all you will study in maths. Okay. How to do full differentiation, how to do partial differentiation, how to do full integration, how to do line integration, everything. Okay, in integration and differentiation chapter. So, with respect to volume is equal to, volume means at constant volume. Okay, so dou U divided by dou T at constant volume plus, here we have volume term. Okay, so here we have taken volume as a constant. Volume as a constant. So volume as a constant means this full term will become constant. So we cannot differentiate constant. When you differentiate constant, you will get 0. So at constant volume, we will get dou Q by dou T. V is equal to dou U by dou T V. Okay, so this dou Q by dou T, I can write it as CV. CV is equal to dou U by dou T at constant volume. Okay, similarly, you can write the derivation for pressure also. If you write it for pressure, you will get Cp is equal to dou H by dou T at constant pressure. Again, this will become 0. Okay. Instead of energy, we will be writing enthalpy in pressure. Okay. So dou H by dou T into P. Not over. Okay. Next one is a very important 5-mark question. Many times they have asked in the exam. Relation between CP and CV. Relation between CP and CV for an ideal gas. Relation between CP and CV for an ideal gas. So this is a 5-mark question. So stepwise I will write. From the definition of enthalpy. What is the definition for enthalpy? H is equal to U plus PV. This is the definition for enthalpy. H is equal to U plus PV. This I am keeping it as equation 1. So whenever they ask this question, you can start from here itself. Okay, from the definition of enthalpy. Whatever I write, that if you write itself, it is enough. Okay, so ideal gas, for an ideal gas. Ideal gas means it should obey ideal gas equation. What is ideal gas equation? Ideal gas equation. What is ideal gas equation? PV is equal to nRT. This is the ideal gas equation. This I am going to keep it as equation number 2. So here I have PV. Yes or no? So instead of this PV, I can substitute this nRT. So I am going to substitute 2 in 1. I will get H is equal to U plus nRT. This I am keeping it as equation number 3. Now I am going to differentiate this equation with respect to temperature. So differentiating equation number 3 with respect to temperature. So dou H divided by dou T, okay, is equal to U will become dou U divided by dou T plus N is a constant. N means number of moles. It will be 1, 2, 3. It will be number only. It is a constant. So we cannot differentiate that. R is the gas constant. Okay, so that also we cannot differentiate. So here we will get dou T divided by dou T. Understood? So dou T will get cancel. What is dou H by dou T? Now only we studied. What is dou H divided by dou T? It is Cp. What is dou U divided by dou T? Cv plus N into R. Okay. So this is the relation between Cp and Cv. If you write this, it is a 5-mark question. Okay, or we can write it as Cp minus Cv is equal to N into R. So these two formulas, 4 and 5, they are the relation between Cp and Cv. Okay, this is a very important 5-mark question.